From up. All of us looking at the starting five for the Dallas Mavericks. Washington and Lively down low. The two stars in the backcourt, Luka and Kyrie. And it's Thompson in at the small forward position. And for the Warriors, inside it's Green next to Jackson Davis. Gary Payton II is out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Wiggins in at the three. We are excited to be here for opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place. There is no doubt, B.A., absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year. Well, we know Steph Curry has a ton of fun on the court because he can score from virtually anywhere. But that floater is a must-have tool in the toolbox. Yep, that one goes.
High percentage look right off the bat.
Curry with it, and Lively picks him up defensively. Drive by Curry. Here's Jackson Davis. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to. Doncic. It's good on the putback. But Luka Doncic's size, rebounding is an aspect he always gets to. Nice job creating the second chance play. Hey, yo, right here. And Doncic with the jam.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more. At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Zero fear from Curry inside. 2 more points in his Hall of Fame career.
And Grant, once again, Stephen Curry hit 300 threes last season. And he's in a class of his own.
Well, there have been 7 300-plus three-point seasons ever. Stephen has 5 of them. He has the only 400 three-point year ever. So, yeah, B.A., Stephen has created his own class.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Steve Kerr gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We talked about how exhausting it is to go up against Luka Doncic. Coach told me, quote, Luka's probably the toughest cover in the league because no one has been able to figure out a way to stop him. We have to just bring the intensity and do our best to slow him down. It's going to take a team effort to get that done. Back to you, B.A.
Thanks for that, Allie. And so it's Golden State with it after the basket by Dallas. He takes it in, and the shot goes in. Curry's got 7 points. 80% from the field to start, playing with a ton of confidence. Thompson with a screen. Irving with it. Green picks him up. Here's Thompson, and he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. It's going to go on Draymond Green. But Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, B.A., from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
And so it's Irving who brings up the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Pass to Lively. Washington right side. Washington a screen. And it's Doncic on the drive. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Give him 8 points now. In such a rhythm right now. Feathery touch. He's lighting them up. Here's Curry. He's got it. 4 for 4 now. He's automatic.
He still hasn't missed. 4 for 4 to start the game.
Irving against Payton. Right side, Irving. Lively. Basket is good. Nice setup from Irving. Lively's got his second basket on the night.
Wow, how about the start to this game? Taking excellent shots, capitalizing on everything the defense is giving him. This is great stuff.
Count it.
You see the instincts of Curry on the interior. Defenders might be lurking. This guy too good.
Doncic with it. Give him 8 points now. To the inside. Throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a three-point play. Reese Jackson-Davis picks one up. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Mavericks?
Ever since this game started, they've been attacking on the inside, looking for ways to bust up the defense and get high percentage looks.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
Now here's Irving. In his last outing, 16 points for him. Pass to Doncic. Takes the three. Again gets it to go. He can't miss. 5 for 5.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flowing rhythm to their offense.
Curry against Doncic. Curry, he's open. Doncic grabs the miss.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
Curry passes to Green. Curry looking it over. Up in time. No good on the buzzer beater. Well, offense is the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Mavericks.
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
On the court for Dallas here in the second. Irving and Thompson fill out the wings. Washington and Lively down low. And it's Doncic in at the point guard position. Doncic, a screen on Payton. Here's Irving. Buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Grant, we all know how good Kyrie Irving is, but he's especially lethal in the fourth quarter.
And his clutch moments go far beyond his series winner in the 2016 finals. He thrives in high-pressure moments and has done so his whole career.
Doncic, a screen on Payton. Out to Thompson. Deflected! Curry against Doncic. Wiggins with a screen on Doncic. Up and over Doncic. Curry's shot is off.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Doncic passes to Washington. Here's Irving. That one goes in. Irving's got 7.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it. And they're not happy with the call here. Coach has given the
defensive foul.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the ref take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Warriors trail by 5. Now Curry. Outside Payton. And he buries his first look.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Here's Doncic. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. On the wing, Payton. Pass to Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Curry takes it in, and the layup is good off the glass. And now just a 1-point Dallas lead.
Curry is in his bag. This guy has such a versatile offensive arsenal.
Here's Irving. Good D by Payton.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively. What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
And you got to give this Dallas front office credit for how they've acquired quality role players, Greg.
Well, BA in particular adding length and athleticism. That's helped them defensively, as well as providing some lob targets for Luka and Kyrie.
And when you look back at the 2023 draft, the Warriors got great value out of their picks.
Yeah, I mean, they got Bajemski with the 19th pick, a versatile player who impacts the game at both ends. They also got Trace Jackson-Davis late in the second round. And he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside.
And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. For the Mavericks. All right, let's look back on last season for a moment. Here were your scoring leaders. Number 1, Luka Doncic.
For him, it was a season to remember, and I think his fans would say the same.
Doncic with it. Green covering. Here's Doncic. And he can't stop the run as that one misses.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
To the middle. Here's Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
This is why you let Lively go to work inside. Such an exceptional athlete.
Curry against Doncic. To the left wing. Back to Curry. Pass to Wiggins. Fires from deep. And the rebound goes to Dallas.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And Andrew Wiggins gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half of this one. Lively inside, covered by Jackson-Davis. Clock at 6. Irving. Oh, a denial. And here's Curry for 3. Curry with the big motor. Finishes in transition.
Well, as hard as Curry plays, to me it's an underrated aspect of his game. Gets out and gets after it in the open floor.
For 3, Powell. Ooh, he trades the 3.
There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
His hand in time. Well, these teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got it off in time.
And there's really plenty of time remaining in this game. You want to make sure the right call was made.
Stephen Curry getting it done for the Warriors. And that quarter was all about him, leading the comeback charge. Now they're up in this one. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this.
What a great start it's been for him. We'll see if he has the gas to finish the game strong.
He will if he uses my pet.
And now, guys, let's talk about these Warriors and this close game they find themselves in.
I'll tell you, he doesn't miss many. He can be a...
Glad you could join us.
And After a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Stephen Curry having a dominant impact in this game.
Well, if he's hit threes like he did in the first half, he's going to have a monster night.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
Curry and Hield to the sharp-shooting backcourt. Kuminga is out there with Kevon Looney, and it's Moody in at the small forward. And that's the group for Steve Kerr as we begin the second half. Here's Hield. An easy two on the layup.
And a little contact never stopped Hield. A committed scorer who knows how to keep his balance on his shot.
Pure from three-point range. Hield's got his second basket of the night.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Mavericks trail by 9. Exum up top. Moody defends. Exum gets the bucket. Exum's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, you love how Dante Exum gets inside. He's got terrific touch close.
Doris, one place you see this Dallas team show up is in the hustle stats.
B.A., this version of the Dallas Mavericks is as tough and as gritty and as willing to compete as any I've seen.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, Coach Steve Kerr said of Jonathan Kuminga, we were trying really for a long time to get him to attack, get the ball in the paint and dunk it, because he's unstoppable there. You just don't know when something's going to click, but it has clicked, and it's beautiful to see.
He has certainly found his lane, Allie. Thank you. Nice shot by Kuminga.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Mavericks trail by 10. Exum outside. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the third quarter. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. The Warriors lead by 7. Outside Hield. Outside Kuminga. Uh-oh. Hammers it home.
So nice. Wow. That type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch. That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark. Here's Kuminga. Oh, Kuminga, just a menace inside.
Plays like that, so easy for him.
Mavericks trail by 9. Here's Marshall. Kleber down low. Kuminga's on him. Kleber shot is off.
You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now.
Kuminga goes in. Hey, get out of the way! Kuminga sends it home.
You can see Buddy Hield is now seeing the floor at a different level. Those assist numbers growing big time.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jonathan Kuminga. That's his first foul. And a new group getting ready for the Mavericks. Lively, he's checked in for Gafford. Washington comes in for Kleber. Irving's checked in for Marshall. And Doncic has subbed in for Exum. Here's Kuminga, outside Hield. Looney, a screen on Doncic. Hield for 3. And the three-pointer goes. Hield's got 8.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Irving for 3. Rebounded by Hield. And the Warriors with possession. They're on a 17-7 run. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Golden State Warriors. On Thursday, they'll be playing against Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Saturday, they'll defend home court against the Memphis Grizzlies.
And that game against Sacramento, that will be their 4th outing in this young season. Coach will want to have his team starting to build a rhythm by then.
The Warriors lead by 15 to the paint. Here's Waters. There's a screen by Kuminga. Hield against Irving. Pass to Kuminga. Golden State needs to get off a shot. No good on the triple. And Doncic has got the ball here for the Dallas Mavericks. In 2024, Luka Doncic recorded 6 consecutive 30-point triple-double games.
That's right, B.A. The first time anyone has done it in NBA history. So if you didn't already believe in Luka magic, well, there's some proof that the magic is real.
Here's Irving.
Since the break, they've really locked it down defensively, looking much more solid now.
Moody from outside. Washington grabs the miss. Washington's got 4 rebounds now. Can they get it? And it's laid up and in by Irving. He's got 11.
Gets in the paint and drains it. Kyrie Irving, show off that touch.
Kuminga with a screen on Doncic. Fires the 3. Mavericks with a rebound. Washington's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside Irving. Banked it in off the glass. Irving's got 13.
Well, the key there is Kyrie Irving did a great job setting up his defender on the pick and roll, and it led to the score.
Kuminga with a screen on Doncic. And the basket by Hield. Hield's got 10 points in the quarter.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
The drive by Irving, up and in on the layup.
Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot, but right now this guy is cooking.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments.
It's now an opportunity to take a break and talk about their strategy moving forward.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Make some noise for your GS breaker.
Thompson with a steal for 3. Oh, and Clay makes that 3 look so easy.
Free ball.
Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third. Both teams putting up some points. Warriors ahead, up by. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter. The 2 stars in the backcourt, Luka and Kyrie. Thompson, the small forward, Washington holding down the floor. And it's Lively in at the center position. Here's Green. The kick out, Curry. 6 to shoot. Blocked.
Well, on top of the length he provides and athleticism, there are the shot-blocking instincts of Derek Lively. Wow.
The 3 from Washington. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists tonight.
That's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
And Luka Doncic is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. 60 ticks off the clock here in the 4th. Curry, a screen on Thompson. The kick out, Curry. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Mavericks trail by 3. And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, the Warriors. Thompson with it. Jackson Davis picks him up. Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
Now, even with that shoot-first mindset, Klay Thompson willing and able to make a great pass.
It's Wiggins on the wing. And Wiggins knocks down the 3.
This has been the story of the game. A battle for... but on offense.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
Powell, he's checked in for Thompson. Irving, the pass to Powell. They double him with Curry. Doncic outside. Shot clock at 5. Back to Powell. Curry with a steal. And the Warriors pushing it up now. Another three for Golden State.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
Washington finds Lively. Blocked! Doncic against Curry. On the wing, Green. This one for 3. And Kyrie Irving clears the rebound.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And it's Gary Payton the second with a foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Fourth quarter play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Oh, Green with a block.
Draymond Green twice on the pipe, sends it right back to the shooter.
On the wing, Curry. He's guarded by Irving. Puts up a 3. There he is. The three-point king delivers on cue. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Warriors?
Well, you have to like what you've seen from them defensively. They've done well contesting shots and have managed to come away with some blocks, too.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Curry against Doncic. Outside Curry. The 3. Outside for Green. There's the triple. Green able to hit from 3.
They're really employing a deep-range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
And here's Doncic outside. Jackson Davis grabs a miss. Jackson Davis has got 5 rebounds in the game. Back to Curry from deep three-point land. Not going to go that time. Mavericks trail by 11. And it's Gary Payton the second with a foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. Third team foul.
We've got 1:08 left to play in the fourth. Irving for 3. Good D by Payton.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range. Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the Warriors.
And at first glance, it appeared to be an easy win for them. However, they had to weather some storms along the way, Grant.
Yeah, in terms of competitiveness, it was a lot closer than the final score indicates.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And what a huge performance it was for Stephen Curry.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Their home crowd has energized them all game. Now they're closing it out.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Golden State with the ball. They're on a 14-5 run. Curry goes in, uses the glass on the layup. Curry's got 35 in the game.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Pulls up on the wing and gets it to fall. And so Golden State takes this one, and by a big margin. Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce.
Here we are. Break in game 1 of the NBA season. How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Sharing the wing spots, it'll be Brown and Porter Jr. Jokic is out there with Peyton Watson. And it's Murray in at the 1 spot.
Elite from the corner. Porter Jr. shoots a much better percentage from this spot.
Right there! Green with a screen for Curry. Denver grabs the miss.
They say it's a make-or-miss league, and there's sometimes that you miss.
Here's Jokic. Pass to Brown. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic.
Great find by Jokic. The best passing center I've ever seen.
What's great about Jokic, GA, is he can put up MVP numbers, and he's got a little personality to him, doesn't
he? He does. You can tell he just loves life. He loves everything he does, especially when he's on the floor, making his teammates better.
And here are the Warriors now, after the Nuggets pick up 2.
They timed up the layup perfectly. The D saw it develop and got there to bother the shot.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Jokic. Just 5 to shoot. And Jokic throws it down.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
Finally, after all those playing, someone comes through for them.
Yeah, the lid's now off, guys. Maybe they can rattle off a few more in a quick order.
Now here's Murray. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Pass to Brown. The tray. A three-pointer is right on target. Brown's got 6.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Curry kicks to Wiggins. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Jokic is 3rd.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, I talked with head coach Steve Kerr. He thinks they need to focus on speeding up Nikola Jokic rather than trying to slow him down. Coach said Jokic dominates the game at his own pace, so we need to put more pressure on him and not allow him to play so patiently. Of course, that's easier said than done. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Now, here's Jokic. 23 points his last outing. pass to Brown.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Jokic, no good.
Had enough room to finish, and that's one he'll usually make.
Curry is inside. It's up a three. Porter pulls it in. The Nuggets now on offense. They're on a 13-3 run right now. Break since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals. The Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46-36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
Now, here's Jokic. Up and in on the layup. Jokic has got his second basket of the night.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Wiggins sets a screen for Curry. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Got that bucket.
Clever move by Curry, using the play to make room for a different shooter.
And Murray's got the ball here for the Nuggets. 7-point differential. Pass to Jokic. Here's Brown. 6 to shoot. For the three. And he's good on the three ball. Brown's got 9 points.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
And the basket by Curry.
How do you stop Curry? Well, in a short answer, you can't.
The Nuggets leading by 8. Here's Brown. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Jokic. Here's Brown. Fires for 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Denver in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the... And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Denver.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. Aiden Watson is out there with Jokic. And it's Porter at the small forward position. Now here's Murray. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Jokic. Second chance effort. Jokic makes it look easy inside.
Just so physical inside. Even with contact, Jokic able to fight through.
And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Jonathan Kuminga. He's checked in for Trace Jackson-Davis. It's time now to look at the NBA's top shooting teams from a season ago. Fourth, the Nuggets.
Hard to shoot the ball any better than they did. I mean, they weren't the best in the league, but, man, they were right there.
Outside, Kuminga. Pass to Wiggins. Takes a 3. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
We all know Wiggins has put a lot of work into his 3 ball, and you see the results there.
And when you think about Andrew Wiggins, championship-level defender for sure.
He can get in a guy's shirt without fouling him. He has the lateral movement to keep ball handlers in front of him. Really tough to do, especially in isolation.
It's stolen by Kuminga. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And the shot is good. The Denver lead has been cut to just 5 on the basket from Stephen Curry.
Guarding Steph is exhausting. You have to stay right on him, but he's so good at drawing the foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. GA, what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, GA?
Kevin, the Nuggets are an example of how you build a contender from the ground up. Coach Michael Malone says, I'm hoping we can be a blueprint for a lot of young teams, young coaches, and young GMs. Be patient. Let it build the right way, bring in the right kind of people, and you never know what's going to happen. Kevin?
Well, David, you've just triggered a lot of thoughts here. But doing it that way, to me, feels the right way. And a lot of fun to watch their success. And we thank you for the report. Here's Brown. 9 points in the game so far. At the elbow, Jokic. The Warriors pull it in. Outside Curry. Here he goes. Pass to Kuminga. Wiggins outside. Screen by Wiggins. Outside Curry. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. The Nuggets leading by 3. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And it's Gary Payton II with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. They've led by as much as 10. Jokic with his screen on Payton. 5 on the clock. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Jokic doing the job inside. Richard, you've talked a lot about how underrated longevity has been as a factor in measuring some of the all-time great players.
Well, when you think about Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, the only way to achieve greatness in the statistical category is to have longevity. So obviously greatness and longevity coincide.
A nice shot by Brown.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Kuminga kicks to Curry. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played, the inside game of Stephen Curry.
And this has become expected from Curry. Everyone knows how dangerous he is at getting to his spots and capitalizing.
Murray, the pass to Brown. Back to Murray. Porter, a screen on Payton. Murray kicks to Porter. Over Payton. Porter, no luck.
That was a good look for him from mid-range, but just couldn't make the defense pay.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Now here's Curry. 11-point game his last outing. That one goes. Count it.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Down low. Here's Jokic. The poke is there from Jokic.
And his ability to efficiently score, that's really helped him out in this one, putting them ahead on the scoreboard.
Wiggins sets a screen for Curry. And he converts the layup. Curry's got 17 now.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Screen against Jokic. Jokic rumbling to the bucket.
Capable of being a very potent scorer. Jokic certainly has looked focused so far in this one.
Here's Curry. And it's Denver with the rebound. Jokic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. 4 seconds left. Green with the block. Gets it off. No good that time. And that concludes the first half. Nuggets lead by 6. A chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. Dave, thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
To center court and get ready.
Looking at the Nuggets, they don't get their home opener until next game. But tonight, they start this new season on the road, kind of like King.
And looking back on that first half, it certainly hasn't gone as planned for the Warriors.
Look at the rebounding now.
And that'll do it for...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Kyle Anderson is out there with Trace Jackson Davis. Then there's Buddy Hield. Then there's Moses Moody. And it's Waters in at the point. Here's Waters. Pass to Anderson. Some nice passing by Golden State. Hield can't hit.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Richard with Buddy Hield. We're talking about one of the best shooters in the NBA.
No question, he is a marksman. He's going to have to be a mercenary, though. He is the type of an outside threat that every team needs. I don't care what the offensive system is, Buddy Hield will find a way to score.
Here's Hield, and the basket is good. Hield's got his first basket of the night.
Scoring close in. Hield is more than just a three-point gunner.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Gordon finds Jordan. Charge has the open look. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Charge has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Hield outside. Pass to Moody. Lets a floater go. Just 5 on the clock. They get it back. Here's Jackson Davis. It's stolen by Sharks. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. The Nuggets shooting their first free throw of the game right now. On the free throw, no good. And you look at this year's Denver team, you know, Greg, trying to get more from their bench than they did last year.
Yeah, and you just don't want your starters to play so many minutes that they get gassed in the postseason. That's something Denver's trying to avoid this time around. Easier said, though, than done.
Poke loose. It's stolen by Hield. And it's the Warriors on the break. Good on that shot, and with that, the Nugget lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Waters.
He just didn't like what he saw inside, so he takes the open transition three. But if he missed, Coach might have had some words for him.
Jordan passes to Westbrook. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Three-pointer.
A clean start to the half for them, knocking down their first 3 shots.
They set the pick. Hield from outside. And it's Jordan with the rebound.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
To the inside. And the layup's good off the glass. And now it's an 11-point Denver lead.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And start with their defense. They've been intense on that end, and they can actually help their offense as well.
Hield from outside. doesn't get it to drop for him.
He just looks off this quarter. Looks like he's forcing it a bit right now. A little bit in his head.
Strother, no good. Golden State's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Anderson with the ball, now guarded by Sharp. Count it, and the Nugget lead has been cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Anderson. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Pass to Strother. Gordon with it. To the middle. Stolen by Anderson. Healed outside. Here's the three. Sinks the triple. Hield's got 5 points now in the quarter.
What a gifted shooter. Hield is especially dangerous from the corner.
There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Jordan, the pass to West. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for the Nuggets.
They are shooting the lights out from beyond on really limited attempts. So you have to think they ought to feed those hot hands on the perimeter and see if they can keep this thing going.
Should we know that not many teams have had steady core players like the Warriors have had over the past decade.
Well, there's so much player movement these days, and it's hard to keep any roster intact, let alone a superstar team like Golden State.
Pass to Gordon. Back to Jordan. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Jacks up a three. Moves back up. Out to the right wing. Strother. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Waters. And there's the drive. And so it's Denver bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're shooting the moments ago from the huddle.
Raising a shot. No hesitation.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He has decided it's the right time to talk. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, guys, I was able to catch the message Steve Kerr gave to his team. He told them, you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Devin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Sharing the wing spots, it'll be Brown and Porter Jr. Jokic is out there with Peyton Watson. And it's Murray in at the point guard position. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
The name of the game in the modern NBA is making threes. Spacing the court, and that's exactly what they are doing tonight.
And just a great job converting those second chance points as well. They're having a great night getting those second and third shot opportunities.
The Nuggets leading by 7. On the wing, Porter, guarded by Green. Beyond the arc, Warriors with the rebound. On the wing, Wiggins. From outside the arc. Rebound by Murray. Nugget shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Jokic finds Porter. Murray outside. Pass to Jokic. Back to Murray. There's the three. And the call up against Jokic. That is his first foul of the game.
I'm not sure what he thought he could get away with there. Pretty clear over the back.
Yeah, it's one thing to be aggressive hot shot. It's another thing to get reckless. He's got to stay under control.
It's Curry outside. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
Curry is just lethal from outside.
Murray against Payton. Murray looking around. Here's Brown. Guarded by Kerr. At the elbow, Murray. Inside. It's stolen by Green. It's deflected. Brown, the pass to Jokic. Count it. And the Nuggets lead by 6.
And if Jokic has the position inside, forget it.
Outside Curry. Outside Kuminga. And the three off target. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Flexing that range, Nikola Jokic.
The three-point stroke from Jokic, it just looks confident.
Here's Curry. He takes it in, lays it up off the glass. Curry's got 5 points in the quarter.
Somebody help this man. Get this man some help out there. He's doing everything he can to keep his team in the game.
Here's Brown. Pass to Jokic. Lock at 6. Payton against Murray. Warriors with the rebound. Curry dishes to Wiggins. Back to Curry from past the arc. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Pass to Porter. 1:14 left in the game. And the call will go against Jonathan Kuminga. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
1:14 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Brown. Shot clock at 5.
He's a former defensive player of the year for a reason. Draymond is so tough on that side of the ball.
Curry outside. It's in! And now they trail by just 4.
Once again, Curry, this man has made a living out of big shots like this one.
Murray outside. Jokic with the screen on Payton. And it's Murray penetrating. And Payton sends it back.
No time to waste on this possession.
Clock working against them right now.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Brown. Guarded by Kerr. And it's Michael Malone calling timeout here. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Jokic with it. Now Green defending. And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. What do you think we're going to see here?
I don't think they should be greedy here and think about a triple. With this much time left, I'd attack the basket, get a high percentage shot in tight, and take my chances in overtime.
So they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Here's Curry. Cans it to force overtime.
Gets the big-time shot to fall, folks, and now we're headed to OT.
And that's going to do it for regulation. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime.
Here we go.
Now Murray. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. Peyton Watson is out there with Michael Porter. And it's Jokic in at the 5 spot. Watson the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Porter a screen on Curry. Here's Brown. Drives to the hoop. Off with the layup. The Warriors shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Curry looking it over. Over Porter to take the lead, and the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Green with a screen for Curry. On the wing, Green. Oh, and they take the lead. Green's got the first points here in the overtime period for the Warriors. And here's Jokic outside. Andrew Wiggins pulls it in. Warriors leading by 3. Peyton outside. Outside Curry. Pass to Green. Denver grabs the miss. Jokic has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Porter kicks to Watson. Outside Porter. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Peyton. And here's Curry, who brings it up for Golden State. And there's the whistle. That's going to go on Christian Brown. That's his 5th foul. And the Warriors making a change here. Kuminga's checked in. Outside Curry. Wiggins sets a screen for Curry. Curry to the rim. Good.
When it is crunch time and you've got Stephen Wardell Curry, the game plan is simple. Get him the ball.
Outside Porter. It's stolen by Curry. Takes the 3. They get it again. Wiggins kicks to Curry. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Here's Brown. On the wing, Porter. Defended by Kuminga. Here's Brown. The Nuggets with another miss. So we see the Warriors get the win here. And just thank you for that, David. And that'll do it, folks. Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and David.
Welcome and thank you for... Very early, Clark, but some teams off to a blistering start.
Well, my motto, Brian, is that you can enjoy it and should while it lasts. Everybody's going to hit some air pockets and turbulence at some point. It's how you navigate that determines the outcome of your season.
Now Denver's starting five. Brown and Porter Jr. are the 2 and the 3. Hayden Watson is out there with Nikola Jokic. And it's Murray in at the point guard position. Murray looking around. Jokic the screen. Out to the right wing. 6 on the shot clock. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And Dallas with possession. It's a 3-point game. They beat the Nuggets during the last encounter in Denver.
They really scrapped out a win last time. Foul trouble on the other side helped them immensely. You know, whether it was their smart play or a few whistles that perhaps could have gone either way, when games are tight, every decision becomes more magnified.
And if you're looking for identifiable team mascots, Clark, some say the Mavericks champ, the horse, is near the top of the list.
Yeah, he does get after it. Also, the Mavs man. Dallas is rolling out a couple of iconic figures to keep that crowd on fire. Right at the rim. That's where Lively loves to get his opportunities.
Doncic against Murray. Outside Porter. Jacks up a 3. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Outside Irving. Kicks it to Doncic. It's Powell on the wing. And the 3 off target. The Nuggets have gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. Here's Watson. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish. That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Now here's Doncic. Powell sets a screen. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss. The Nuggets have gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Inside, here's Watson. And the shot's good.
And you know, that vision from the 6'10" center, very impressive. Jokic is a wizard as a passer.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
A bit ago, Jason Kidd and I were able to chat. He said Nikola Jokic is so intelligent. He said we know the offense is going to run through him. So all we can do is mix up our looks defensively. And then at the other end of the floor, make him work on defense. Try to wear him out a little bit. Guys?
And Ali, thank you for that.
I think when you're guarding Murray, you're always worried about his jump shot, but he's also deadly off the bounce, so pick your poison.
Well, Grant, when you think of Jamal Murray and all he's been through, health is of utmost importance for him.
Oh, extremely important, B.A. Because when Murray is healthy, he's a lethal player and a huge part of this team's success.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Jokic, and out of bounds. Dallas will have it. Look at it last year. Here were the players that led the way in terms of overall scoring. Number 1, Luka Doncic.
For him, it was a season to remember, and I think his fans would say the same.
And the call will be against Nikola Jokic. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Pass to Irving. 1:19 left to play in the first quarter. There's the drive.
That's rock-solid defense right there. Jokic bodied him up and then affected the trajectory of the shot.
Watson passes to Murray. Connects from downtown. Murray's got 5 points.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Well, last season we saw Luka Doncic score 73 points, tied for 4th most in NBA history, Clark.
B.A., he is so special, and the thing about the 73 he got, it was the most efficient 70-point game in league history. And with how offense-heavy the league is going, I wouldn't put it past him to go north of Kobe Bryant's mark of 81 at some point. He's got that kind of ability.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Clark, it's been great to see the Nuggets as a perennial powerhouse these past few years.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you get a guy like Nikola Jokic. I mean, he's a game changer, and what a joy to watch. It took a long time for them to finally get to the place where they could win that first title, but usually teams don't become champions overnight. It's a process. Now everybody's scared of them.
So it's Denver now, following the score by Dallas. Here's Jokic, and Jokic throws it down.
You know, for all of his agility and craftiness, the slick moves, Jokic not afraid to go old school and just throw it down on you.
Irving, a screen on Murray. Doncic passes to Irving. Doncic on the wing. 1 second left.
Oh, just an easy reverse for him. He has nice feel and touch around the bucket.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. It's and we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
Their chemistry. That's what really stood out so far in this one to me. Look at the number of assists they've been able to rack up so far.
You know, another thing that has impressed me has been their numbers of points in the paint, just dominating down there. They're just getting whatever shot they want in close.
On the floor for Denver, getting going in the second. Pairing up in the backcourt, Murray and Brown. Michael Porter out there with Peyton Watson. And it's Jokic in it to 5 down low. And that's a foul called on P.J. Washington. That's his first foul of the game. Jokic with a screen on Washington. Shot clock at 6. Porter with it, and Lively picks him up defensively. From deep, Jokic, and he missed again. Now 1 of 5.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Irving with it. He's against Watson. Here's Porter. And then Porter with the dunk.
Boy, so agile and fluid at 6'10", finishing with an exclamation point. Porter Jr. Hard to stop this young guy.
Now here's Irving. In his last outing, 16 points for him. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Irving. Doncic against Murray. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Jokic with a screen on Thompson. Here's Brown. Oh, the teardrop falls in. Brown's got his first basket. Grant, when you talk about consistency and officiating game to game, you think there's room for improvement?
You know, I do think so. I mean, they're allowing more contact, but overall, more clarity on what constitutes legal guarding position would help players and officials.
All right, let's go to the leaderboard and see the top passing teams last season. In third, the Nuggets.
I'll tell you what, if you had to pick one stat, at least on the offensive side of the ball, that benefits your team, this is it. I mean, when you're amongst the league leaders in assists, you're doing a lot of good things. Not just making shots, but you're moving your teammates and you're moving the basketball.
Here's Brown, 15 in his last outing. Outside for Porter. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Powell passes to Doncic. To the left side wing. Thompson outside. Oh, Klay Thompson delivers.
As his career has developed, Klay has added this to his arsenal, becoming more than just a shooter.
Well, Clark, you look at Denver's lineups. They have a lot of size on this team.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's kind of the polar opposite of small ball, B.A. I mean, with Jokic in the middle and a lot of length on the wings and in the backcourt, too, this is a growing trend in the league as I see it.
Here's Murray. Ooh, rejected by Doncic.
How about the D from Doncic? These guys appreciate when he gives that kind of effort at the defensive end.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Jokic with a screen on Doncic. Murray for 3. And he can't get that one.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
KBA, the Denver Nuggets are building for the long haul. Their philosophy has been to draft polished prospects and then develop them into contributors. They look for 4 qualities: basketball IQ, character, positional size, and absence of skill deficiencies. Ryan, the track record has been strong.
It really has. Thanks, Allie.
Boy, Murray is a better athlete than he looks. He's actually terrific as an athlete. You have to love seeing him use that momentum to bounce up and throw it down.
Now here's Doncic. Washington finds Thompson. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. The Nuggets have gotten 4 of 8 shots to drop in the second. Murray against Doncic. Let's go with a 3. And Jamal Murray gets a 3. Murray's got 5 points now this quarter.
It's been a dominant night for him, staying productive throughout.
And here's Thompson for 3. Oh, and Klay makes that 3 look so easy.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Jokic with a screen on Thompson. Here's Brown. And he jams it home with authority.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy...
The officials will have 2 minutes to review the play.
And hold up. We're not going to halftime just yet. The officials signaling that they are going to take a look at this replay.
And there's really plenty of time remaining in this game, so you want to make sure the right call is made.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, they want to get the...
All right, Allie, thanks for that. We will see everyone right back after this break, ready for the second half.
Look here now at the Mavericks. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah. Guys, let's go back now and discuss that first half and the stellar play of Jamal Murray.
He took a lot of good shots.
Thanks for tuning in.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. One guy who's been getting it done is Jamal Murray.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Najee Marshall is out there with Thompson. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Daniel Gafford. And it's Exum in a shooting guard. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Mavericks with a rebound. Looking ahead, they've got the Cavaliers coming to town for their next one. That'll be the second and last game of a quick homestand. Gafford. Gordon pulls it in.
Boy, that's a look. He has to finish it. He knows it. Lone opportunity.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and the opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
Kleba, he's checked in for Dallas. Well, Grant, as long as the Mavs have Luka Doncic, they'll be a contender in the West.
Yeah, no doubt. Luka is the special guy who can carry a team. He's an MVP candidate year in and year out, and Dallas is just very lucky to have him.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Irving looking around. Launches it from deep. Marshall inside. Covered by Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Exum.
Well, you've got to respect Jordan as a shot blocker. He's one of the best in the league. His length and explosiveness make him a great rim protector.
Pass to Strother. The Nuggets need to get one up. And here's Saric for 3. Gets the 3 to fall. And now a 9-point Nugget lead.
Now that's confidence. Saric says, in Dario I trust.
Irving with it. Pounded by Westbrook. Here's Exum. Ooh, rejected by Jordan.
Hey, you know he's around, and that's what he does. DeAndre Jordan throwing that shot out of there.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Lively, he's checked in for Gafford. Powell comes in for Kleba. Washington's checked in for Marshall. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Exum. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And we have to take another look at that block.
Showing no signs of giving up this lead. That block sent shockwaves into the opposition sails.
The Nuggets lead by 9. Clark, when it comes to someone like Aaron Gordon, it seems like he makes at least one jaw-dropping play every night.
Well, when you've got that kind of special athleticism, BA, you can do that. You can make highlight-type plays just by virtue of your activity and giftedness as an athlete, but he's become a heck of a basketball player, too. You always knew the athleticism was there, the energy was there, the work rate was there, but now you're seeing the skill development. I love watching him work.
Here's Strother. He's scoreless. Saric a screen. The floater, and there's the basket, and the whistle blows. Chance at a three-point play here. Going to the line for one, and Denver will go for a different look here. Nikola Jokic is checked in for Jordan. Watson comes in for Saric. Porter Jr., he's checked in for Gordon, and Jamal Murray is subbed in for Westbrook.
Denver foul.
And Denver making a change here. Brown's checked in.
Second team foul. Into the lineup for the Nuggets.
Outside Irving.
Christian Braun.
Powell sets a screen to end the drought. Again, the miss by Dallas.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
Remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Pass to Jokic. Outside Watson. Porter, the pass to Watson. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
Growing into more of a passer, MPJ getting that assist.
Now here's Irving. He's closely guarded. Makes a fantastic move and nails the shot. Irving's got 6.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
Driving to the basket. Murray for 3. And it's Irving with a rebound. And so it's Irving with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, the slam dunk is arguably pro basketball's signature play. And forward Nicholas Batum said growing up, you have so much joy in dunking. You're one of the few people in the world that can. But Father Time marches on, and like most vets, he's come to grips with the reality. He said, my body told me, no more, bro.
Well, leave that to the youngsters now, right? All right, Allie, thanks. Doncic against Murray. To the paint. Here's Jokic. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Lively's got his 4th rebound in this one. Tipped. And here's Thompson for 3. It's hauled in by Nikola Jokic. Jokic has got rebound number 7 tonight. On the wing, Porter. He's guarded by Washington. Jokic with a screen on Washington. Porter, the pass to Jokic. Oh, great D that time from Powell.
I tell you what, for him, this has been a game to forget. But somehow they still find themselves with the lead.
And he's headed to the line for 2. He gets the whistle there.
Rim running, shot blocking, rebounding, Lively, elite in all 3 categories.
He hits the second from the line. The Nuggets lead by 8. Outside Murray. Jokic with a screen on Doncic. Here's Murray. And it's Murray finishing it off.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here.
Protecting the rim has to be their top objective right now.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Now here's Doncic. Here's the 3. Doncic, count it. And so it's the Denver Nuggets closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. And Denver, looking at who they've got to start the fourth. Brown and Porter Jr. are the 2 and the 3. Nikola Jokic is out there with Peyton Watson. And it's Murray in at the point guard position. Mavericks trail by 7. Doncic on the wing, defended by Murray. Shoots it from the corner, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
And this is just typical of him, always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Here's Brown. Jokic with a screen on Thompson. Clock at 6. Here's Brown. Lively grabs a miss. Lively's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Doncic. Brown grabs the board. Denver leading by 5. Down low. Here's Jokic. Throw it down, Nikola.
Powerful stuff from the Joker. The defense doesn't want any of that, and I don't blame them.
Washington passes to Doncic. Washington a screen on Murray. Doncic into the lane, and he banks in the layup.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game, and that one was easy.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage, never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Jokic with a screen on Washington. Here's Porter, and it's blocked.
When Lively's on you like this, with all his size and length, it's hard to get a shot off on him.
Doncic, no good. He got him. No doubt that's a foul, and it's going to be a transition take foul. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Denver?
Well, they found success off the drive, creating a lot of buckets by getting into the teeth of the defense.
How great have they been? I mean, shooting the ball from outside the arc, they have absolutely been lights out.
Into the lane. Pass to Brown. Back to Murray. The 3-ball. Ooh, making his presence felt here. He's now 6 for 9 in this game.
Got to get out on this if you're the defender, or else Murray will stick it from there.
Thompson with a screen. And here's Doncic outside. Another miss by Doncic.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Here's Brown. Jokic with a screen on Thompson. Brown. And again, Denver with a 3.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Doncic with the bucket.
It's turned into a showdown here, dueling from distance.
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Here's Brown. A minute 39 left in the fourth. To the middle. Here's Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce.
An absolutely tremendous athlete, able to go up and finish over the biggest of defenders.
Doncic on the wing. Powell, the screen on Murray. From deep, here's Doncic. Here comes Luka, and the shot goes down. Doncic has got 12 points in just the second half.
Even for Doncic, this is a big night in the scoring column, giving his fans their money's worth and then some.
Porter's shot is off. And here's Doncic. He'll bring it up for the Mavs. Pass to Powell. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Nice read by Thompson right there, you know, showing he's more than just a shooter with plays like this.
And it's Jokic off the drive. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball.
It all comes down to this possession. They must get points.
It really does come down to this. I mean, come up empty, and it's over.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Here's Brown, defended by Thompson. And Klay Thompson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Doncic against Murray. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Porter over Washington, and it's Porter. That time on the assist by Murray.
Really good to see Porter Jr. utilizing the mid-range stroke. Knocking those down can open up other parts of his game.
That's tipped. It's stolen by Doncic. So it's Denver picking up the win. And they barely squeeze. All right, Allie, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA.
from 2K. Points. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Up front, it's Green at the 4 with Jackson Davis at the 5. Curry is out there with Gary Payton II. And it's Wiggins in at the 3 spot. And for Dallas, they've got Washington. Klay Thompson is out there with Doncic. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Lively in at the 5 spot. And opening day here for both of these teams, Brent Barry, the fans are full of optimism.
Well, the seeds have been planted in the offseason, Kevin. What's about to bloom for these franchises as the year goes on? I mean, lots of movement around the league, but it's about the growth of your favorite team and watching these storylines play out as teams march towards the playoffs. A long ways away, but tonight's where it starts.
Puts up a deep 3. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
How many times have we seen this? You give Curry an inch, that ball's gone.
Doncic left side. Powell with a screen on Green. 5 to shoot. And the dunk by Powell.
Just a super unselfish guy. Doncic is all for getting his guys going. Enjoys setting the table.
Curry attacking. Pass to Green. Wiggins outside. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Brent, Draymond Green's resume speaks for itself. What's he do, though, that we may not see or appreciate?
Well, Kevin, Draymond Green does such a great job of being a connector and communicator defensively. It is remarkable the way that he can impact every position on the floor by the way he uses both his position and his voice. Forget about the offense. Draymond takes on the challenge every night defensively, and that makes him elite.
And that one is good.
And early on, they looked great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Thompson for 3. It's good from long range. Thompson's got 5 now.
And Klay Thompson, one of those guys where you hit the switch as a lights-out shooter.
And Curry, here we go. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Yep, that one goes in there. Here's Curry. He's got 9. Nice move. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. With so many years in the NBA, you would think Curry would slow down, wouldn't you, Brent? But he remains at the very top of his game.
I think the best part about what we're seeing with Steph right now, Kevin, is his competitive will. You get to this age and you get to this stage after accomplishing all the things that Steph has done, and it's still not enough. So let's keep enjoying him while we can.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Yes, Kevin, I caught up with Jason Kidd just a few minutes ago. We talked about a lot of things, including how to try and slow down Steph Curry. He said it's the usual stuff. You can't go under screens. You have to contest without fouling. You have to recognize he will put the ball on the floor and drive if you overplay him. That's a lot to account for, guys.
Thank you, David. The drive by Thompson. Curry with the steal. And it's the Warriors on the break. And Payton throws it down.
Got to be aware of Payton on the break. He uses that speed and athletic burst so well.
Green with the block. 1:07 left in the first. And it's Wiggins with the jam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Powell for three. Score the basket. His second of 2 attempts.
Remember when big men shooting threes were as rare as the Sasquatch, and now those big guys are everywhere.
Here's Payton. It's tipped. Doncic against Payton. Thompson sets the pick for Doncic. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Their last encounter was in the Bay Area.
Yeah, you saw the communication breakdowns defensively, just giving up way too many open looks.
Yeah, sometimes you can play good on-ball defense, but it's the help defense that makes you elite. And on that night, nobody rotating and not a lot of help.
Outside Curry. A 3-ball. Kept alive. Jackson Davis.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. He comes over. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
So with Irving on the bench, here's the 5 for Jason Kidd right now. They've got Powell. Thompson is out there with Doncic. Then it's Derek Lively, and it's Washington in at the 3 spot. And the dunk by Doncic.
Oh, from ultra close range, Doncic.
The Warriors have been trying to win a championship while also developing young talent. And Brent, that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, really hard to do because of the established players in front of you. How do you find time for guys who are going to be inconsistent and make mistakes? That coaching staff knows how important piling up every regular season win is in terms of your positioning in the playoffs. We'll see if this year they take another stride and those guys become more comfortable in their roles to help support the stars they've had for so many years.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
How about the focus? Steph going on the inside, has great numbers as a finisher.
And an important part of every team's game, we'll look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
They are committed to running the floor in this one, relying on their speed to get a lot of points off the fast break.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal and you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
Pass to Lively. Ball stolen. Payton drives in. Wiggins kicks to Curry. Shot clock at 6. Another shot. Oh, superb touch by Curry on the floater.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
Fires from way outside, from beyond the arc, and then some. Curry's got the lead up to 12 now for the Warriors.
And that's his second in this quarter, guys. He's made 3 so far this game and is showing no signs of slowing down.
Doncic finds Lively.
The orchestrator. Doncic knows where everyone is at all times and completely dictates the pace.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Warriors. Powell pulls it in.
And that's one way to end up in the highlights.
Yeah, well, the bloopers, right?
Greg, you think about oversized point guards, and the gold standard has always been Magic Johnson. Now you look at Luka Doncic, and he's certainly big for that position.
Definitely some positive similarities, right? But the big difference is one of those guys has 5 rings, and that's not a knock on Doncic. This is a team sport, but Magic's ability to affect winning was right there with another MJ, Michael Jordan.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in the games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind, and it's fun to watch.
First team foul.
1:32 left to play in the first half. Washington with this screen on Peyton. Thompson from long range. Here's the Warriors with the ball. They're on an 18-6 run.
Yeah, I know you want to focus on the shooting with Steph, but man, he's going to make plays too.
Here's Lively. On the wing, Thompson. Guarded by Kerr. Thompson dishes to Powell. Out to Doncic. Over Green. Clock at 4. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Fires the 3. And it's Doncic missing.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Jackson Davis finds Curry from deep three-point territory. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Mavericks trailed by 18. A deep 3 from Irving. The long distance 3 is buried. Irving's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Gafford sets the pick for Irving. Offensive rebound. From deep three-point land. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Irving's got his second bucket tonight.
Kyrie's got such a great touch from the outside. He's making that long shot look way too easy for a point guard of his size.
And the rejection by Gafford. Got it up. The shot will not fall. And so it's the Golden State Warriors up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've kept it. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Where's the intensity at the defensive end? They need to get a hand up and contest more shots.
Coach needs to encourage.
And it's time now for the... And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Curry has been sensational.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half. I'm wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. Jonathan Kuminga out there with Looney. Then there's Buddy Hield. Then there's Moses Moody. And it's Waters in at the 2 spot. Irving with it. He's got 6. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot. Can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Greg, you love this topic more than anyone. When you think about the best ball handlers of all time, where does Kyrie Irving rank on your list?
Well, you know, I think, Kevin, he's at the very top. I've never seen anyone else pull off some of the things he does. Certainly makes a strong case for the best ever.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed and getting out on it.
The deep three from Hield. And right away, they match it with a three-point. Pointer of their own. Hield's got himself on the board with 3 there. Irving surveying the floor. Takes it inside. Marshall with it. Kuminga on him. Marshall can't hit.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Here's Kuminga. Wide open shot is on the money. Kuminga's got his first basket.
Kuminga carrying with him some confidence here.
Outside Irving. Puts up a 3. Now here's Exum. He's guarded closely. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Oh, a nice find by Kyrie that time, balancing his offensive attack.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Warriors leading by 12. Kuminga down low. Kleba on him. To the paint. Here's Hield. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Hield's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, for guards who are young players in the NBA, finishing around the rim is always a focus at this level. Nice job by Hield there. Well, his shots aren't dropping, and they haven't been able to keep pace, but they trust him enough to keep going to him, see if he can find it.
Kuminga goes in, and Kuminga throws it down.
Mercy. Kuminga with the statement jam.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Thanks, guys. Well, after their three-point shooting abandoned them in the finals, the Mavericks have addressed that shortcoming in a major way, acquiring one of the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson. Klay is eager for a fresh start and an opportunity, I'm told, to add another ring to his championship resume. This should be a match made in heaven.
Without a doubt. Shams Charania with the report. Hey, Shams, thanks. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Friday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Monday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Memphis and going up against the Grizzlies.
And that game against Portland, that's a contest that I'll keep an eye on. That'll be the 5th time they take to the floor, and they want to get off to a quick start.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Thompson passes to Doncic. There's the triple. Green with the block.
No matter what night it is, Green seeks to intimidate and more often than not succeeds.
Washington with a screen on Green. Here's Doncic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he uses the glass on the layup. Doncic has got 4 this quarter.
And I love how Doncic reads the floor, varies his pace, and uses every trick of the bag to get where he wants to go.
Doncic against Curry. Shoots over Doncic. Count it. Curry's got 31.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Doncic against Curry. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
What determination from Doncic, pushing his shot through despite some stiff defense to draw the foul.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. It seems likely that the Warriors' title run under Steph Curry, Brent, has probably come to a close.
I'm not going to count Steph Curry out quite yet, Kevin, but they have added some quality youngsters. They're trying to grow that group. How fast can they bring those kids along to championship caliber players? That's the big question. They're going to win their share of games.
Guys, you never know what you'll see when you're watching Luka Doncic. His offensive creativity is through the roof.
Back to Curry. And the layup's good off the glass. Curry's got 33.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
Stephen Curry. And 1 quarter to go. And game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. The star backcourt, Doncic and Irving are the guard set. Dwight Powell is out there with Derek Lively. And it's Washington in at the small forward position. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks.
And such a gifted finisher. Once Kyrie gets inside, he knows he's got you where he wants you.
On the wing, Payton. Curry on the wing, covered by Irving, and Stephen Curry with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And for the Mavericks, they're shooting straight 49% from the field. Doncic kicks to Powell. Washington passes to Doncic. Greg, we know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you'd try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Warriors.
A high-effort brand of defense has been paying off for them in this one. They've managed to either block or alter a ton of their opponent's shots.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they've played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys. They're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score in the fast break.
And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Golden State's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Here's Curry. Count the basket. Curry's got 40 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Irving way outside.
Man, talk about finding change in the couch. How do you get that?
It's good. Curry's got 42 in the game.
With the finish line in sight, this guy is determined to be the one to put the game away.
And a deep three from Irving. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. Warriors have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
And on the way from Irving for three. Nailed from three-point land. Irving's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the Mavs. Curry, that's good. Curry's got 44.
He can score on you in bunches. Curry doing it all in this one.
2 minutes remaining in the game. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Dallas. Powell with a screen on Payton. Payton against Irving. Over Payton. Here's the floater. Good on the bucket. 15 points for Luka Doncic.
And already in his career, Doncic displays a remarkable amount of pro moves, including that floater right there.
Here's Curry. Banked in off the glass. Curry's got 46 points.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Warriors.
They really had it going, guys. Their offense propelled them.
In this case, it was the higher shooting percentage that made the difference and earned them the W.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Stephen Curry.
He was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Outside Irving. Puts up a deep three. Andrew Wiggins grabs the board.
It's been a struggle all night long from deep, but doesn't seem like he's lost his confidence. He's still letting them rip.
And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight. Getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Here's Irving. Second chance shot. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Powell dishes to Doncic. Powell with a screen on Green. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Here's Curry. Launches from deep. Off on that one. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This crowd was stunned by the manner. All right, DA, thanks again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for
Two of the greatest words in all of sports, opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated, everybody's optimistic, and everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
Let's take a look at our starters for the Golden State Warriors. Wiggins and Kuminga at the forward. A lot of bounce there. Gary Payton II is out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Green in at the 5, down low. And so Murray will bring it up for the Denver Nuggets. The last time these two teams came together was also in this building, and they were able to win it for the home fans.
They really took a smart approach against this team the last time they faced off.
And it's Watson missing. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Michael Malone and I spoke for a few minutes. I asked him outright how he planned to deal with Steph Curry. How does anyone deal with him, Coach joked. He went on to say, we'll try to contest every shot and chase him off the arc, but emphasis on try. Not easy to solve a problem with no good solution, I guess, BA.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Well, Stan, perhaps the best home court advantage in the league is right here in Denver, a mile above sea level.
And, Brian, they don't let you forget it. Everywhere you go, you see signs, 5,280. Sometimes they even have it on their uniform, on the court, on signs in the locker room. They want you to know that you're at elevation and it's going to be difficult.
Fatigue is always a factor in Denver. Here's Curry, following the score by Denver. Oh, it's stolen. Fast break, here come the Nuggets. A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. Brown passes to Jokic. Basket's good.
Well, when Jokic gets it low, he's so hard to dislodge. You can bump him all you want, but it's usually no use.
Pass to Payton. Back to Curry. On the wing, Payton. Wiggins outside Curry. 6 to shoot. Green, a screen. Now here's Curry. Not a lot of room. Misses from close range. The Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Jokic against Green. Jokic passes to Murray. The shot is good on the assist by Jokic. Murray's got the second bucket on the night.
Well, that's Jamal Murray's game in a nutshell. A score-first guard with great confidence.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
Here's Porter. And it's Denver with another.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Coach, after 3 back surgeries in 5 years, it is truly amazing that Michael Porter Jr. is still playing at all.
Yeah, it really is, Brian. And for him to get back to playing at the highest level, he has really stuck with it. And you've got to admire his mental and physical toughness.
Now here's Curry. 11 points for him last game against Cleveland. Wiggins outside. Green, a screen. And Wiggins with the 3.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that coming. What a bomb from Wiggins.
First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. There's the triple. And Jamal Murray hits from deep. Murray's got
getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Curry looking it over. From behind the arc. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
Murray, no good. Warriors trail by 6. Puts up a 3. The kick out to Wiggins. Pass to Curry. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Denver.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Here's Brown, hounded by Wiggins. To the inside. Crafty move, and it's good on the layup.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Here's Curry. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's Denver up by 8. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what you've seen from the Nuggets, what's your take so far?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
So on the floor for Golden State to kick off the second quarter. Kuminga plays the 4 with Draymond sliding up to the 5. Stephen Curry is out there with Gary Payton II, and it's Wiggins in at the small forward position. Curry gets the bucket.
Not afraid to mix it up inside. Curry is a crafty finisher.
And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
The Nuggets lead by 9. Now Murray. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Atlanta. On the take. Outside for Porter. 5 to shoot. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
Well, looking slippery there off the drive. Porter Jr. takes advantage.
The kick out. Curry jacks up a 3. Oh, Curry! A sick triple.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Golden State Warriors. On Thursday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Saturday, they'll defend home court against the Memphis Grizzlies.
And that game against Sacramento is going to be game number 4 for them during the start of this NBA campaign. They'll want to get off to a hot start for the year.
Off the inbound. Curry creates inside.
Zero fear from Curry inside. 2 more points in his Hall of Fame career.
And it's Gary Payton II with a foul. That's his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second. Jokic passes to Murray. And it's Gary Payton II with a foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And that's 2 fouls for him so far. But I still think he needs to stay aggressive.
Here's Jokic. A 23-point game for him in the win against Atlanta.
And piling up the points at the line. He was in attack mode all night.
6 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Green.
And that's his 3rd turnover of the quarter. He's got to slow things down.
Payton passes to Wiggins. And, Coach, it seems there's a move to cut out some of the cheap fouls in the game. This notion of, if you wouldn't call it on the playground, why do you call it in a game? You like to see where it's going?
Yeah, look, there's some times where I think we get a better game if the players do what they did in pickup games, Brian, and just called their own fouls. A lot of these cheap fouls would cease to exist. I think there's just got to be a better recognition from referees on what really impacts a play and what doesn't.
Jokic. Warriors with the rebound. Outside Kuminga. Outside Curry. And he commits the intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Here's Curry. He's got 10. Takes the 3. And that one's good. And Green with the assist.
3 points.
Curry's got 13.
Well, if they can come back and take the lead, this will be because he's carrying it. This quarter's been all about him and his offense.
And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's foul number 2 for him. There's a minute 54 left in the first half of this game. Shot clock at 6. Murray with it. Now Wiggins defending.
Since he was traded to Golden State in 2020, Wiggins has become a very capable defender.
Here's Jokic. Oh, what a slam from the big man, Jokic.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Curry, that's good. He's got 15.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
Here's Brown. And it's off in three-point range.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Payton passes to Curry. Here's the teardrop. Here's Payton. And that one no good to start off the night. Denver leading by 3. Porter looks it over. Pass to Watson. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
Well, that's the part of Porter Jr.'s game that can take him to the next level.
Denver shooting their first free throw of the night. Here's Curry. He's got 15. Here's Wiggins. Outside Kuminga. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
They've committed enough fouls to be in the penalty already. Not good. They really need to concentrate on playing strong defense without getting too physical.
.23 seconds left in the second period. And he gets the bucket. Curry's got 17 points.
Well, guys, I'm happy I'm not guarding Steph right now. On nights like tonight, Curry can do no wrong.
Outside Murray. Jokic with a screen on Payton. Here's Murray. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
His first personal foul.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
This is his first opportunity at the line this evening.
And in their last game, he really distinguished himself at the free throw line.
Outside Curry. 2 on the clock. Curry just carves up the D inside.
Impressive. I mean, challenging at the rim against length. You just have to love the aggressiveness.
Yeah, showing absolutely zero fear as he goes right.
Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
Please direct your attention to center court.
Well, I think for the Warriors, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big.
And now let's talk Golden State. They're in an even matchup through one half of play.
I've seen more stops in All-Star games. What do they call it, guys? Oh, yeah.
Thanks, as always, for watching.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Man, it's been quite a game for Stephen Curry.
And the bulk of his production has been generated along the perimeter.
And defensively, they're giving him too many good looks out there. They need to start running him off the line.
They've got Dario Saric, also Aaron Gordon out there. Russell Westbrook out there with DeAndre Jordan. And it's Strother in at the 2. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Michael Malone.
Yeah, Anderson is a funky type of wing. He's a righty who would rather go left, and he's normally thinking pass first.
Here's Strother. Sinks it from distance. Strother's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pass to Waiters. The 3. Gordon pulls it in. Denver leading by 4. Coach, it's interesting to watch the career path of Aaron Gordon. He's gone from one role in his previous stop, then he arrives to the Nuggets in a completely different role there.
Yeah, Brian, he's become more of a third or fourth guy, and he's embraced the change. Everybody wants to be that number one or number two guy, but you got to play a role to be a winner in this league.
And it's resulted in championships.
It sure has.
Not afraid at all to get physical. Jordan finds the shot. So essential for a big to be able to work through contact.
And there's Anderson. That one's good. On the assist by Hield.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Saric outside. Takes a three. And no good. Warriors trail by 4. Ooh, stolen by Westbrook. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Well, some great scores in the NBA right now, Stan. Anyone you think doesn't get enough credit for their offensive talents?
Wow, Brian, that is a tough question. So many guys putting up such big numbers right now. Devin Booker maybe still a little overshadowed by Kevin Durant. De'Aaron Fox maybe overshadowed by Sabonis. And Tyrese Maxey certainly is overshadowed playing with Embiid.
Denver leading by 8. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. The three is up. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Waters, the pass to Anderson. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation.
Team foul.
Here's Waters. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
And they've just built this lead by attacking the boards.
Pass to Saric. Fires the three. Drops in the three. And now it's an 11-point Denver lead.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
It's Hield with the drive. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Where was the defense? Can't allow Hield to get this kind of positioning to throw it down.
And here's Jordan. Saric, the pass to Jordan. A minute 42 left in the third quarter. And it's good. 2 points. Strother's got 8 points here in the quarter. Outside Hield. Pass to Waiters. The three is up. The shot comes out. The Nuggets on offense. They're on a 14-4 run. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
The NBA is focused on the next generation. Commissioner Adam Silver said a lot of top draft picks are incredibly skilled, but that doesn't necessarily translate to being team basketball players. There's an opportunity for us to be more active participants in developing younger players and getting kids active. BA?
One step ahead, Allie. Thanks. No one covering. Hield's got 5.
Yet no hesitation from the veteran Hield. A dangerous scorer in these catch-and-shoot situations.
Hield against Westbrook. Jordan high post. Pass to Gordon. 4 on the clock. Strother. And DeAndre Jordan gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And it's a completely new group here for the Warriors. Warriors trail by 10. Here's Curry. Rejected by Westbrook.
So persistent. Westbrook looking for a way to stop the shot, and he found it.
And it's a completely new group here for the Nuggets. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
And here's Porter outside. It's rebounded by Golden State. Ooh, stolen by Murray. Porter, the pass to Jokic. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
And so it's Denver earning this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammate.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. And so in the game for the Warriors, Wiggins and Kuminga at the forward. A lot of bounce there. Gary Payton II is out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Green in at the center position. Outside Porter. Back to Jokic. Down low. Here's Brown. The shot is good on the assist by Jokic. And the Nuggets lead by 12.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Here's Curry. Lays it up and banks it in. Curry's got 21 points in the game.
Yeah, another day, another virtuoso performance from Curry. It never ends. Well, he's still battling, doing everything possible to keep them in this game.
Denver leading by 7. Here's Brown. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Brown's got 5 points in the quarter.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And Kuminga throws it down.
A shoot-first.
And they want a second opinion on that call. The signal for the coach.
First team foul. At the line for the Warriors.
Foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look. So the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Michael Malone said to the team. He told his guys to stay after it, to not get complacent and lazy with this lead. He wants them to keep adding to it. We'll see if they're able to do it, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Murray against Payton. Outside Murray. Jokic with a screen on Payton. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Yeah, exceptional focus from Murray offensively tonight.
Pass to Wiggins. Kuminga with a screen on Porter. Back to Curry. Curry takes it in. Good. Curry's got 26.
In the fourth quarter, he's gone 3 for 4. They've really needed it.
Here's Brown. He's covered by Curry. Jokic with a screen on Wiggins. Now Murray. Just 5 to shoot. Oh, rejected by Wiggins.
And I love the energy on defense. Wiggins working hard to come up with the block right there.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Pass to Green. Outside Curry. And the layup falls. Curry's got 9 points now in the second half.
And Steph relishes taking key shots. It's what he's out there to do.
Here's Brown. He's covered by Curry. Brown passes to Watson. Jokic with a screen on Payton. Here's Murray, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. That's a flagrant 1 foul. And no surprise here, at this stage of the game, they're going to...
Taking 2 shots.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved. You can't afford to waste any chances at this stage of the game. That means you gotta hit your free throws.
Here's Brown. He's covered by Curry. Jokic with a screen on Curry. Brown passes to Murray. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Yeah, we all know Murray is a shooter, but look out. He can finish, too.
Drive by Curry. Oh, the driving skills are underrated for Stephen Curry.
In the NBA, you just can't let guys get to the rim.
Grant, wouldn't be a bad idea here to slow it down.
Yeah, coach is definitely looking for patience and execution.
Here's Jokic, and the dunk by Jokic.
Well, it's not what he's known for, but Jokic can throw it down when the chance presents itself.
And they'll get another chance. Excellent defense there from Watson. The Nuggets lead by 9. Outside Porter. And Andrew Wiggins gets the whistle that time.
Andrew Wiggins.
That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
On the wing, Porter. He's watched by Kuminga. Pass to Jokic. Clock at 6. Over Green. And another basket for Denver.
Leaving nothing to chance. This run shutting the door on him.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Curry gets the bucket. There's 31 seconds left to play in the fourth. Here's Brown. Pass to Jokic. On the clock. And Jokic throws it down.
And dunking it with authority inside. This is why Jokic guys look to feed him down there.
So no problem for Denver as they get the win. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and
fanfare of opening night, it must be tough for the players to keep their focus.
Yeah, I think obviously there's a ton of excitement because you've put the offseason to use trying to improve your skill as a player, but you love the game of basketball. It's hard not to get amped up. You know, it's just the mature players who are able to channel that in the right direction.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Derek Lively is out there with Dwight Powell. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then there's P.J. Washington. And it's Thompson in at the 2 guard. Now Murray. After the missed 3 from Klay Thompson. Murray looking around. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
Such a quick and crafty player. Murray gets room and scores.
Murray against Doncic. Pass to Washington. A shot by Thompson. No one's around. Hands it from downtown.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Doris with Nowitzki and Doncic. The Mavericks have gone from one great European player to another.
And you could tell the 1 year that Luka got to play with Dirk, Kevin, he absolutely loved it. He got to learn from a Hall of Famer and a champion. What better way to start your career?
And that one is stuffed right through.
And you think Murray's all about scoring, but Murray is about what helps his team win.
Here's Thompson. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Michael Malone.
Coach said how much he admires Klay Thompson, saying, that guy is a champion. Coming back from 2 years away, Thompson's still one of the best two-way guards in the league. Nothing but respect for Klay. Zero argument here. Thompson surely a future Hall of Famer. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Doncic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You know, Doris, every so often there are guys that come along that you can build a franchise around, and Luka Doncic seems to be one of them.
There's no question, Kevin, and if I were putting a team around Luka Doncic, I'd want to have multiple vertical threats at the rim and shooters at every other position, because at that point, Luka is unguardable.
Now here's Murray. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. And here's Jokic outside. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Thompson. Pass to Washington. Dallas, no good that time either.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Jokic with the screen on Washington. And a wide open look for Porter. Connects from 3-point range.
Just sensational form and touch on display from Porter. When he gets any room to shoot from deep, he's looking to fire.
Now here's Thompson. He has 5. Doncic finds Thompson.
2 minutes.
And the assist goes to Doncic. Thompson's got 7. So for Dallas, their last game, a loss to the Rockets. It's Porter outside, and it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for Dallas. It's a 3-point game. Rebound by Murray. Nuggets have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. On the wing, Porter. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Just 5 to shoot. The tray. A nice shot by Brown. 5 points in the game.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Thompson right side. It's Powell on the wing. Off target with his 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Pass to Brown. And again, Denver with the triple.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Powell, that's good.
How about the touch on the floater? Such a difficult shot made to look easy by Dwight Powell.
Now Murray. He has 6. Now here's Jokic. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Near the three-point line, it's Doncic. Offensive rebound, Mavericks. Thompson outside. Fires for 3. Drills the three-pointer. Thompson's got 10 points in the game. Here's Brown. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, Klay Thompson is out there with Luka Doncic. Then it's Derek Lively. Then there's Powell. And it's Washington in at the small forward. Now here's Doncic. Another 3 for Dallas.
Luka from way downtown.
And it's all said and done, Jokic, Greg, is going to be the Nuggets' career leader in many categories.
And he's already their franchise leader in rebounds, assists, triple-doubles, and playoff points, and many other advanced stats as well.
And it's out of bounds. Nice touch by Doncic.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Well, that's just too easy for Jokic. This is why defensively you've got to get him away from the basket.
Thompson in the corner. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. 13 points in the game.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed if he can wind up that open from three-point range. I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan. And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Here's Doncic. Doncic going to work.
Well, there's a mix of touch and power that Luka Doncic brings to the game. You can't take him lightly when he touches the paint.
Murray against Doncic. Jokic with the screen on Doncic. Pass to Jokic. Launches a 3. Mavericks with the rebound. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Nikola Jokic may not be the most physically gifted, but there's an old saying in basketball, as fast as you can anticipate. LeBron James says he sees plays before they happen. A lot of people don't understand it, but I do. He's special. Kevin?
You know, his mind for the game is just on another level. We appreciate that report.
I'll tell you, some people question the athleticism of Luka Doncic, but boy, he loves to dunk on occasion and let you hear about it.
When a team, Doris, is on a losing streak, what lessons can be learned from that?
Now, Kevin, you know this. Losing streaks seem to be inevitable in the NBA. The season is too long to go through without some adversity. What I think you learn is grit and how to keep fighting, even when you don't have your best game available.
And it's Murray with the jam.
And this is who Murray is, a natural scorer who looks for ways to get himself going.
Doncic passes to Lively. Doncic dishes to Powell. Good defense by Jokic.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Watson, the pass to Jokic. The power of Jokic. Wow.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
And it's Doncic missing. Denver leading by 7. It's hard to believe, but Luka Doncic is still in his mid-20s. Doris, does he even have a ceiling?
That is the question, Kevin, and I'm not sure he does, because in the first part of his career, he's been all-NBA consistently, and we're talking first team multiple times. He's averaged over 30 in a season. I don't think there is a ceiling, Kevin.
Now, Doncic following the miss by Michael Porter from deep. And when you look at P.J. Washington, his value, DB, lies in his defensive versatility.
Well, he's cross-positional. You can switch virtually every position with him on the defensive end. There's a strong physical presence, but maybe my favorite attribute is he's fearless. There's a toughness and an edge, and boy, you give him a big shot to take, he's not going to hesitate.
Now, here's Watson. 11-point game his last outing. From downtown, good on the three-point shot. And the Nuggets lead by 8.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. It's Clay off the drive. Doesn't go that time. And it's the Nuggets ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And Jokic throws it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Pass to Lively. Powell for 3. And no good in the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Denver Nuggets going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. It's time. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could...
They're moving well on offense. Great teamwork. Maybe not as strong as our teamwork, but whose is?
How about your old Lakers team? Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule. And that is a wrap. Now...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Klay Thompson has been sensational.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
They've got Saric. He's out there with Aaron Gordon. Jordan is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Strawther in at the shooting guard. That's the group for Michael Malone getting going here in the second half. And on the way from Irving for 3, Jordan with the rebound.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Pass to Saric. Westbrook scanning the floor. Jacks up a 3, and it's Saric. That time on the assist from Westbrook. Saric has got the lead up to 13 now for the Nuggets. And Irving launches it from deep. They grab their own miss. Gafford, stolen by Westbrook. Here's Jordan. Finished off the break. And the Nuggets lead by 15.
Well, you'd love to see DJ work that hard in transition. Go ahead, run the floor, big man.
They get the rebound. Morris kicks to Irving. Tries again. Good D by Jordan.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And Doris at last season's trading deadline, Dallas making moves for Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington.
Kevin, this is cool in a couple of ways. For P.J. Washington, a hometown kid. For Daniel Gafford, he grew up 4 hours away. But most importantly, these two guys fit like a glove around the incredible Luka Doncic. Sometimes roster construction just works beautifully.
Here's Irving. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. They get Russell Westbrook. However you feel about Kyrie Irving, you cannot deny, Doris, he is an elite player still.
Kevin, there are many who consider Kyrie Irving to be the greatest finishing guard in the history of the game. I mean, left hand, right hand, a little bit of English and polish, big shot maker. And what I love for Kyrie Irving right now is he seems content and happy.
For three, it's rebounded by Dallas. Morris outside, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And here's Irving. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Irving's got 5.
Just tremendous range from Kyrie. If he steps across the half-court line, you better have a hand up.
Westbrook drives in. Pass to Strawther. Charge a screen on Irving. Here's Strawther. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Marshall sets a screen for Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Grimes. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
You know, I think the versatility Saric provides is big in today's NBA. This guy can play the 3 and the 4. He can shoot from anywhere. He can also hit the glass. Very good passer. There's a lot to his game.
So Denver ends up going with a whole new group. Watson the screen. Oh! And he jams it with authority.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Count it. And the Nugget lead has been cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Powell. Here's Brown. He's covered by Thompson. Jokic against Lively. With some arc, and Jokic lays it up and in. 8 points for him.
And the teardrop coming from a 7-footer. No one is stopping the Joker there.
And here's Doncic from the arc. Another 3 for Dallas.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Here's Watson. Pass to Murray. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And Murray, never shy, absorbs the contact there and gets it to go.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Washington with the screen on Murray. Pass to Washington. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic.
The assist.
Doncic has got 4 assists now tonight.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot. And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
He hits both from the stripe.
And what I like about Murray is how he just goes at you. He doesn't hold back on either end and uses his motor to wear you down.
And here's Doncic from the arc. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Watson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his first.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the team.
Denver shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
Takes it off the glass. Washington's got his second bucket.
Well, easy money, right? I like the strategy. Go inside, get a high percentage look.
And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. A chance now to hear Jason Kidd talking to his team.
Contest 2s, right? We'll contest the 2.
All right.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, we've got Doncic. Derek Lively is out there with Dwight Powell. Then it's Thompson, and it's Washington in at the small forward position. Jokic inside. Powell's there. Inside is Jokic territory.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Lively inside. Jokic defending. Powell sets a screen for Doncic. Off target from three-point range.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Brown. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. And the Nuggets lead by 18.
Great find by Jokic. The best passing center I've ever seen.
Doncic outside. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. And it's in there.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
The Nuggets leading by 16. Murray with it. Outside, Porter from deep. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Klay Thompson.
Magic substitution. Number 11, Kyrie Irving.
Mavericks trail by 16. Doncic looking it over. Doncic knocks in the three.
Building confidence in that deep ball. One from distance in the first, two in the second.
Here's Brown. Shoots the three. And Lively pulls it down. Pass to Washington. Back to Irving. Puts up a deep three. Another three for Dallas.
High drama here, guys. I mean, they've managed to get hot just when it looked like this thing was out of reach.
And Murray, here we go. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And that's 12 points for Jokic.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense. And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Daniel Gafford's checked in for Derek Lively. Well, Doris, both you and I have been covering this NBA for a few years. Just a few years. What do you think of the direction of the league right now?
Just a couple of Kevin. I love it. The league is faster, it's longer, it's more skilled. Scoring is up. There's a crop of young stars. I think the league is in such an exciting place.
Doncic dishes to Irving. Doncic passes to Irving. Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointer. Another three for Dallas.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
They will come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Oh, Luka showing a lot on that play.
This has been one of the most elite, consistent scorers since he entered the league. Luka in the house.
Murray finds Jokic. Here's Brown. Irving with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. And it's Washington missing. They can take their time on this possession.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break. And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Inside. And then Washington with the dunk.
You see the offensive force that is Kyrie Irving. Sometimes it's his scoring. Right there, it's his passing.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Mavericks.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jamal Murray.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Powell sets a screen for Irving. Fires top of the key. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. They led by as many as 18 points.
That's his third personal foul.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
And if you were to assemble a first-team all-second rounders, Jokic would be a shoo-in.
Here's Dallas, down by 15. Doncic from deep three-point land. Offensive rebound. Gafford kicks to Doncic. Powell with a screen on Murray. 5 to shoot. Here's Doncic. Powell, no one around him. Irving looking over the floor. Puts up a deep three. Lets it go with a three. Offline. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this one. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.